Discover Cancer Mixture, the breakthrough formula designed to support joint comforts and mobility. Cancer Mixture is formulated to target everyday arthritic pain, helping you move with less stiffness and more ease. Cancer Mixture is clinically crafted ingredients work together to soothe inflamed joints and promote healthy function. Cancer Mixture is safe, made from natural ingredients you can trust, backed by science and proven in real life. Reset your body with Cancer Mixture. Choose Cancer Mixture for a smoother, more active day because your joints deserve premium care. Don't let your arthritic pain scare you. Cancer Mixture is the solution. Produced by Trusting Jehovah Clinic, Tarkwa. Available in the pharmacy, and for bulk purchase, contact Tarkwa on 0244 871 862. Kaswa on 0245 012 201. Okanshi Drag Lane on 0244 683 583. Cancer Mixture, a world devoid of sickness. Now, if you're looking to expand your business horizons while enjoying a world-class travel experience, here's something to note. The Vanuatu Business and Pleasure Tour 2026 is bringing together business leaders, investors, and professionals for a unique blend of strategic engagement and leisure. Participants will take part in business forums, networking sessions, and investment discussions, while also experiencing Vanuatu's rich culture, scenic islands, and tourism attractions. It is business with purpose and pleasure. Registration is currently open for the Vanuatu Business and Pleasure Tour 2026. Think business, think leisure, think Vanuatu. To register, call the Vanuatu Trade Commission Ghana on 0240 229 282 or 0544 626 905. Note, registration is on first come, first served basis. Now the time is now. Play Round Lottery, the trusted lottery that gives you more chances to win big every single day. It's affordable, transparent, and rewarding. Round Lottery puts you first. Now here's the best part. With 3 daily draws, you never miss a chance. Start your morning with exciting morning draws. Keep the thrill alive at noon with the Star Midday Games, and close the day in style with our Naju Star Draws. That's 3 opportunities every day, Monday to Sunday, to turn your dreams into reality. So don't wait. Whether it's building that new home, supporting your family, or chasing your personal goals, Round Lottery is the best lottery to stake. Join thousands of winners across the country and make your dream a reality. Again, how do you start your day? Well, if you haven't had your cup of Mixi Choco, you are truly missing out. The rich new taste of Mixi Choco is crafted to brighten your mornings and keep you refreshed all day long. Everything you need is right in there. Just add hot water, stir, and enjoy a warm, comforting cup. Now for the coffee lovers, Mixi has something special for you too. Mixi Coffee delivers a creamy, smooth coffee experience that keeps you energized for your everyday hustle. Honestly, just one sip and you will feel it. And guess what? There's more. Introducing the new delicious Mixi Strawberry, a sweet, exciting addition and one more reason to love Mixi. Start your day the right way. Start it with Mixi. Mixi Trano Hot. Now let's look at what's dominating our papers for this morning. We will start off with a daily guide. A big one says ministry draws line on gender, recognizes only male, female to quell SHS curriculum controversy. You can see Haruna Idrisu, also the Minister for Education, 12 to advise presidents on economy. Will restore order in transport sector, Minister. That is the Minister for Transport, Mr. Joseph Nikpe. VIP calls for accountability, transparency in use of public funds. You can read that on page 12. Other stories also in there. GHS issues red alert on possible meningitis outbreak. Right. Now to the Daily Analyst. Resignation do not undermine MIIF governance, Labour experts asserts. Sam Jonah, Yamson and Pianim to steer Ghana's economic reset as Mahama unveils presidential advisory group on the economy. Other stories in there as well, the Daily Analyst. And Oforiatta exposed persecution disguised as persecution. Right. Other stories in there also. Daily Guide, government orders for Airbus helicopters. You can see that on page 3 with President Mahama's picture in there. Also, the Daily Gist. NSA 38 million Ghana cedis scandal. Gifty Owari faces trial after 22 million Ghana cedis refund rejected. Atuforsen missing in Mahama Economic Advisors team. Okay, read that as well. The Daily Gist. Right, that is it for the papers. Marty, as usual, is ready with her guest. Stay.
And steadily, we're heading towards the end of the first month of 2026. It's like the third week in January already. Welcome back. This is GTV Breakfast Show, the Friday edition. I am Malti Saida Sadiq, and my guests of beautiful ladies are seated at a table to discuss all the big issues that have been happening throughout the week. On my immediate left is Hajia Hamdatu Ibrahim, who is former chairperson for the CPP. Hajia, good morning. That's why welcome back to the table. Also, we have Gifty Enam Bedevi. She's a member of the National Communications Team for the NDC. She makes a return to the table. Enam, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Ellen Amadeko is special aide to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and she's with the communications team of the NPP as well. She's back at the table. Ellen, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, it's a rather beautiful, quiet Friday, and there's lots on our table for us to look at. I'm sure you have seen the one that the president has inaugurated, the board for the economy, the Economic Advisory Board, a 12-member presidential advisory group on the economy is what we'll begin with. Yesterday, we saw that it brought together seasoned experts from academia, public service, and the private sector to provide strategic guidance on national economic issues. Vice President Prof. J. Nano Opoku-Agyeman is a member of the advisory group, and they will report directly to the president and submit advisory briefs and memoranda as requested, including periodic strategic reviews. And on screen, you can see the members of the 12-member presidential board. Her Excellency Professor J. Nano Opoku-Agyeman is vice president. And also we have Ato Brown, who is former World Bank infrastructure specialist, agribusiness investor. Dr. Henry Kofi Wampa, former governor of the Bank of Ghana. Ms. Nanoye Mansa Yeboah is former Deputy Minister of Finance and Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry, former member of the same page Presidential Economic Advisory Group. Sir Samuel Essen Jonah is private sector leader and industrialist. Dr. Kobna Dufour, economist, former governor of the Bank of Ghana and former Minister for Finance. Ms. Abena Amwa is Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Togbe Apwethe the 14th is economist and private sector leader. Professor Patience Asewabo, University Professor and Academic Researcher. Professor Priscilla Chumisi Bafo, University Professor and Academic Researcher. Mr. Ishmael Yamson is private sector leader, former member of the same page. Mr. Kwame Pienim is economist and private sector leader, former member of page as well. And then the vice president. So this makes up the 12-member team. Hajia. They bring together seasoned experts, academia, research, economic background.
Anyway, let me say a very good morning to you. Good morning to my co-panelists and the good people of Ghana, especially the members of the Convention People's Party. Today, our Council of Elders are meeting. As I told you last week, they've referred the matter to the Central Committee, so I'm sure today they'll be deliberating on the way forward, and they'll come to the Central Committee so that Jojo and the CPP will move forward in the right direction. Okay. Yesterday, I think, where was I when I heard that there's a committee that has been constituted by the president?
Right.
I'll take this opportunity to congratulate the president for this, because I think the first year people were thinking that the economy was on a sound footing and whatever. But some of us, even though we are not economists, saw some danger ahead. Because if it's anything at all, you have a 5.4 inflation, and people are still crying. So which means there must be something fundamentally wrong. Anything at all. This is not the only people that we have in this country.
Right.
And if you look at the Convention People's Party, we have 2 senior economists, Dr. Osafo, Kwabena Mensah. Kwabena Mensah is J.H. Mensah's son, who is a very seasoned economist. So I think the president should have widened his net to look at, because as for the CPP, we say we are ready to help for the nation to move forward. And we've been saying it on every single day. So if the Mr. President is, have you forgotten about Dr. Kweku Safo? Or something. And then, Nimue Thompson, even though he's part of CPP, he's also helping the government of the day. We are looking at what will move this nation forward. When you look at the composition of the people, and I didn't see the minister there, because there's a comment in one of the papers that, so I don't know whether maybe
mean the Minister for
the
Finance?
Minister for Finance, because for me, even though people were saying Atu is forcing, yes, he's forcing, but I could see, even though I'm not an economist, some kind of danger. There's some kind of lacuna, some vacuum in the economic way he's running the country. And even one of the professors said yesterday that if care is not taken, the economy will land, will crash like the elephant. I don't know what my sister here will say. But it's a serious business. The president has done well by bringing, because all of them are seasoned people, experts in their own field. I just want to say that the advice they are going to be given should be taken seriously, because maybe they will advise the president, and the president will get his minister of finance involved in the briefing, because maybe I think the minister is not part, because they want to have a proper independent way of looking at the economy, one, and then they will look at how they will advise the president, and then the president can call his finance minister and his deputy to also be part of the briefing, so that they will understand what the group have come out with. Because Multity, whether we like it or not, I'm here. I don't understand what is happening in this country. The dollar, when it was 16 point something, we're buying milk at 8 cedis, 6 cedis, 7, and then the dollar is 10 cedis. And we are buying it at 11 cedis, 10, somebody will say depending on where you buy it, but it is not 6 cedis like before, or 7 cedis. So there must be something wrong somewhere. Look at even the transport industry. What is happening? For me, there should be some public-private partnership when it comes to the transportation, because people are abusing passengers, people are taking advantage of vulnerable in society, and so on and so forth. So let's wait.
What do you make of the gender balance?
I was coming to that. I was coming to that, because I was going to ask you how many, because I have
we said 5 women.
Oh, 5 women.
Yes.
Out of the
12.
I think. Out of the 12, I think
yes, including the vice president.
I think that is a good number, because I'm sure the president will be listening to people to know that when he mentioned 3 or 2 will come after him. But you see, I was discussing something with somebody yesterday. I think governance is a process, and for that matter, if we are doing something, let's say it is NDC that are in power, but it is Ghana government. Now, the government of the day shouldn't just be listening to the people who will be telling him what he wants to hear, but should rather have extra ears to be listening to other people. Then if you do that, you succeed. I'm happy with the composition of the people, but I'm only disappointed that there was no CPP, proper CPP brain, like Kweku Safo or Kwabena Mensah, who are really doing well. When it's Kweku Safo was outside this country helping other countries to stabilize their economy. And I don't know why. Maybe he was. Maybe there was some opposition from the NDC. No, this is a CPP man, as they normally do, isn't it, my sister?
It's still early days. Maybe it will be reviewed or subsequently.
But I wish them well.
Okay.
I wish them well.
All right, and let me bring you in now.
Okay, I will say good morning to my good people of Botiano English Amafro, and also to my immediate boss, Honorable Felix Kwachi Fosu, and also Lawyer Beatrice Annan. My sister, let me take a minute to communicate a number of things on behalf of the President and the Vice President. I will say a thank you to Ghanaians for keeping faith with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for the 1-year journey so far. Yes, it's quite challenging, but beneficiary and rewarding to the very good people of Ghana who went out in their numbers to vote for him on 7th of December 2024. Yes, I have followed the media and some comments from Ghanaians and also some elements in the NPP asking that what is the difference between this current government and the previous one? Yes, it is leadership. Leadership is everything. And we believe that when you have a better leadership, you will experience a comfortable economy, you will experience a stable economy. Today you can drive to the pumps and buy fuel at 10 to 11 cedis, and that is what a good leadership and a better governance brings to the people of Ghana. Now, the issue of presidents constituting the advisory board to help. It's 12, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 12. I am looking at the gender aspect of it, which we have 5 women in it, which is very laudable. But I was thinking we could get a market woman who will be part of the 5 women. Because you walk to the market today, we see intellectuals in the market who have their own businesses and they are operating. And they are the very people who today, we are all lamenting that the dollar has been stabilized, the CD has been stabilized, and then things are up. The cost is not dropping down. So I think if she is part of this 5 women we are talking about, she can make some difference, or she can bring on board some decisions that will go back to the market women, and then we'll see some good brains, fine brains in it. The likes of Honorable Kobla Dufour, who was a former governor, and we saw how he contributed.
No, don't change his name.
It's come to our finances, and we've seen some young ones in it too.
Oh, well, there are concerns about the age.
What was the young person?
I don't know. Miss Priscilla, something.
Okay, so I would definitely try and get the age, but yeah, Professor Priscilla Chumisi Bafo seems
yes,
like the youngest.
Yeah, maybe
the
outer look.
There should have been more younger people
because
on the board. You see, when it comes to age,
when it comes to appearance, you can't see.
So let's say the appearance on her looks very young, but we don't know the age. So then I would say that looking at His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's government now and his ministers, we see that even the younger ones are performing better. So we were looking forward to see some younger ones that will be part of the team who will bring some of those Gen Z ideologies to the table, so that we can be. You can't take the Gen Z lifestyle out of government. Even today, our mothers who are old are equally trying to rub shoulders with the Gen Zs. So I think with gender government and in other political parties, that can be brought together. I saw an NPP man in it. That is to tell you that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is throwing his net wide to take advice from everybody. I am only here to maintain that it shouldn't be like what we have seen in the previous government. We have the men, but after 8 years, a lot has gone wrong. And so we are also saying that after all this, the elderly ones in it today, we have the likes ones in it, shouldn't end with them again.
All right, Amma, I'll bring you in now.
Good morning to our viewers. I want to start by saying a big thank you to our delegates in Ashanti region. Dr. Baumia entered Ashanti region yesterday on the final leg of his journey towards January 31st. So yesterday he did 4 constituencies. I want to say thank you to
so the Honorable Stephen Amo's
constituency. He'll be there today. To our colleagues and patriots who met him yesterday, including Aswasi constituency, and asking that those who are in these 4 mentioned constituencies would receive him as usual, as they do. And we are getting ready. We are just 15 days, to our elections. And as Dr. Baumia himself is telling them, would also reiterate it, you need a steady hand, you need to guide the NPP back to power. And our delegates understand that, and I know they would do the needful on the 31st. On the issue of the
12-member presidential
12-member, and I think the short name is Page.
Page, it is.
On the sort of economy that we run in our country. So it is important that the president gets people who advise him. There are some members on the team who have been members before in John Mahama 1 administration. So these are people who know what they should do. And I think after the experience they had in their first term, we expect them to do better because they've been there before. They've had the opportunity to sit back and go back and know what went wrong at that time, and hopefully those mistakes will not be repeated. After a year, I do not think that the economy is on any upward trend, in my estimation. They've been screaming and shouting that the dollar has come down, but the citizenry do not use dollar in our daily transactions. I don't use dollars when I go to the market. So the fact that the dollar has come down would benefit some sections of our society. Definitely the business people, those who import, those who do transactions in dollars, yes, they will benefit. But what about the rest of us, the larger group? The economy is not only about, and including access to even the food, how to even move the food from the farming centers into towns. All these things affect.
This is something that governments have contended with for years. The pricing regulation
and all that.
We say there's maize that is cheap in the village.
Issues even with transportation and all that. So there's a huge gap that they have to work with.
Right.
I just think that the government has just been too focused on the CD matter. And they've left other things, and it will hit them. So it's good they have gotten people, and hopefully the advice they will give would. I don't know, but the young lady, the professor, for me to become a professor at a relatively young age that you are talking about, she has something good in her. So those who are thinking that she's too young, you do not attain professorship if you don't have the mental capacity to do that. So for me, it's an excellent choice. And it encourages young ladies to push, to push further. So for me, it's excellent. I just wish we would have more young ladies there, the doctor, because some of them had already had
a chance
there 8 years ago. Perhaps we should have given, yes, we should have given, some of them were even in the Professor Tamil's. We should have given the younger people a bit more opportunity, and the young women. 5 is okay, but we are looking for 50-50. Maybe just one would have made it.
So 6-6.
That's fine. I'm hoping that they are able to really push the agenda.
Hajia mentioned the absence of a CPP person, or that's Mr. Kwame Pienim, who is from your party, or has served in your government or administration. How do you feel about that, his inclusion?
He should go and do the job.
Okay. He'll bring the balance. I believe that's what you mean.
I don't think so, but he should go and do the job. The president must have some faith in him to put him there, so he should just go and get it done.
All right, let's move swiftly to yesterday, the minority having that press conference on the manual, the teacher manual that's caused all the brouhaha about gender issues and gender definition. The Director General of the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NACA, Professor Samuel Fori Obobisa Bekoy, officially apologized following the public outrage over that controversial content on gender identity found in the senior high school teacher manual. The content was withdrawn after nationwide distribution. Now the minority in Parliament held that press conference calling for the immediate dismissal of the Director General and Board Chair of the National Council for Curriculum Assessment, accusing the Council of gross negligence over the inclusion of the LGBTQ+ related content in a withdrawn senior high school teacher manual. And they addressed journalists yesterday in Parliament. The Member of Parliament for Old Tafo, Mr. Vincent Eko Asefua, said NACA's leadership failed to prevent the inclusion of the content, describing it as a serious breach of public trust. The minority is also demanding a full parliamentary inquiry into the issue. Let's take a listen to the minority.
You remember when NACA brought their statement, as it were, to respond to Reverend Itimfojo, they made mention of the fact that the current manual has been withdrawn from the schools. And Dr. Apak also made Ghanaians also know that even though it has been withdrawn, he referred us to an online version of the manual. In that online version, it is even worse. The definitions of what sex, sexuality, and others are is even worse in that online version. The minority is also demanding a transparent and inclusive review of all affected teaching and learning materials involving Parliament, religious bodies, traditional authorities, parents, civil society organizations, education experts, and teacher unions. 3, the dismissal of the Director General of NACA and the chairperson of NACA board for failure of oversight and breach of public trust. We say so because NACA is now telling us, assuming without admitting, that the document was developed by the MPP government in 2024. If you don't believe in it, why then do you go ahead to go and even print them in 2025? That is causing financial loss to the state. Because these are teacher manuals that you have printed and distributed across the country.
And that's the Honourable Member for Old Tafo, Vincent Eko Asefua, talking about NACA's failed leadership and referring that if it was done in 2024, why did they go ahead to print this in 2025? And this issue is not the first time it has reared its ugly head in our educational system and curriculum. Hajia, this is a time where the LGBTQ+ bill was relayed in Parliament before they went on recess quite recently.
In fact, Multitude, when I heard the news yesterday, I was scandalized. I was like, again? Because I quite remember the whole about around those LGBTQ+. I don't know how to even pronounce it.
I+.
And the noise in Parliament, even to the extent that when Parliament passed the bill, the then president refused to assent to it. We all condemned it because we want our children to be oriented in a positive way, not to allow them to think and make a decision whether it's female or male or how they feel. We all grew up to know that it's a man and a woman. Ghanaians, we have to be very, very careful what we accept, even as gifts. I can tell you, Multitude, some part by the teachers. And who approve it, I don't know. So my sister's daughter brought the pills to the house, and we looked at it as birth control. At that age, Ghanaians should know that there are some European countries who are crying to get youth in there because all of them are getting old and there's no youth. Why? Because they believe in this LGBT with no reproduction. So for NACA to come today and tell us that it was done by the MPP. Meanwhile, the manuals were printed in 2025. So they didn't see the need to remove that aspect of the whole thing or what. So which means there was some negligence on the part of NACA. That they cannot justify it. They cannot apportion blame. That is why the good people of Ghana, when the then NDC in opposition made Ghanaians to understand that it is NPP who will promote Trumu, they were voted out massively and gave the mandate to the NDC government. So NACAP and this government cannot come and tell us that it was done by the... Did they print it? We were all crying, isn't it? We made a lot of noise in this country. Everybody, even the people who took the matter to, is it court or something, had the MPP and NDC MPs fighting this. So for the NACAP to sit down, print it, and now they, after apologizing, why do you apportion blame? After apologizing, you are still apportioning blame. You see, that is what I don't like about politicians, because he is a politician now in this country. When there are issues on the table, let's look at the merit and demerit of the issue. Let's see what will inure to the benefit of Ghanaians. Then we'll take an informed decision.
Right.
This has nothing to do with NDC or NPP. It was done by NPP. Fine, let's assume without it out. But did they print it? Because there was some cry out there by parents crying that we don't want Trumu in this country. Even when Nana Akufo-Addo refused to sign, that was what people use as a campaign tool. You understand? Let's call a spade, not a big spoon. Let's face it, they have failed in their responsibility. And then they cannot come and tell us that it is this person or that person.
So you agree that they should dismiss the NACA?
No, I'm coming to that. Because they have caused financial loss to the state. Now we are withdrawing the manual. Meanwhile, there's some in the internet.
Right.
Maybe some curious children have already printed and put it aside.
Right.
For them to be inquisitive and know exactly the content. Somebody will say, we go or we come. I think NACAP have failed on their duty, and I think NACAP needs restructuring. They have to restructure the NACAP for us to have an effective monitoring and evaluation of that setup. Because if there's monitoring, we will evaluate what they have done. Maybe this wouldn't have come out. So which means there's some lacuna somewhere. Somebody has left in his job and the thing just passed without the person knowing. So I think restructuring will be the best. Restructuring could be that maybe the person can be replaced by somebody who will be more effective, and there must be constant are we going to join it with what Haruna said?
Yes, yes,
you can see, add that because as well. I like the way the minister has been very consistent when it comes to this, because we believe in man and woman. Because if we didn't have man and woman, all of us wouldn't have been sitting here. All of us would. And then the funny thing that I observe about this LBT atta, and one will be in a masculine atta. I don't understand it. Somebody will be in a wedding gown, but he's a man. Or somebody will be in a suit, but he's a woman. So which means, even you know that it is man and woman.
Because for them, it's based on identity, not biology.
Identity?
Yeah.
The way you dress.
What you identify as.
Identify
so I'm
as.
A woman, but I identify
see, God,
as a man.
He has patience too. God, we should understand. Remember what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. We should learn from the history in the Bible and the Quran. We are a nation who believe in man and woman. Muslims are against it, Christians are against it, traditionalists are against it. And why should NACAP sit unconcerned to allow this to travel to the regions, and manuals are already in the hands of teachers to teach? If we are withdrawing, how can are you going to go to all their houses and their and you know they gave some laptops to the children. We don't even know whether it is in it. The manual is in it. So the government has an equivalent task to get rid of this alien belief.
Okay, Aja, thank you.
Because we don't believe in that. If that is what they will not give us visas to travel, we'll speak about it because we don't believe in that.
Okay, and don't you agree that it's quite unfortunate that the Deputy Minister of Education, the Honorable Clement Apak, would say that, you know, it was in 2024 and so it was printed in 2025?
Well, it is something that government is concerned about. The President himself is concerned about, and the Minister of Education is also concerned about, as well as parents of those children are also concerned about. And I believe that is the main reason why the minister came out publicly and head-on calling on the Director General of NACA to quickly fix the problem. And then I will further go on and say that he authorized the NACA Director General to quickly revise the whole curriculum so that whatever is written in the manual should consonate with our development and aspirational, as well as our historical tradition and culture and system moralities before it gets out there. Let me put on record here again that this is teacher's manual. It isn't a textbook. And teacher's manual mostly is posted on the teachers. They have a platform, a portal where they put it there, and then the teacher will have to go and then print it or read from there, which will be a guide for the teacher to go and teach our children. So like it's in the media that it is a textbook and it is out, it is not so. It is a teacher manual. So yeah, it's misinformation. It is not a textbook. Then again, it will be important that we put it out there that it is not. That was how come we were able to see that there was something wrong. And even with it, it's not all the curriculum, but a portion which define the gender sex, or so something. And then yesterday, the minister himself took time to explain the gender to the public, especially our children, because even today, they know more than we, the parents. You understand? So the later misinformation you put out there, it's been consumed on. And then when you come back in correcting it, it becomes a problem.
How do you feel that it makes it look like the government's resolve or commitment to this whole LGBTQ thing doesn't look like it is supposed to be what it is?
I have always maintained that His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, stands where he stands when it comes to the issue of LGBTQ. He is a Christian, and then he was given birth to with both genders. So he wouldn't in any way stand anywhere endorsing LGBTQ. And I repeat, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, will not in any day or any way condone the act of LGBTQ. So as we speak today, NACA has taken full responsibility of whatever lapse that has gone on. But I will call on NACA again that if possible, they should revise the whole curriculum.
Is it the same NACA that the minority is asking that they dismiss them? The same people who have caused the problem, they should review it.
It is good that we remind ourselves that it is this same NPP leaders, which I would say the small 38.2 micro mini minority in parliament, they are the same people who had the chance to sanitize the whole thing, which they couldn't do. And this same leadership came back to meet it, which they also failed to do before the issue came. And which you campaigned
on the back of to come and fix.
Exactly. So I believe that NACA should be recommended for the shift intervention they have taken.
Yes, recommended.
Yeah, we should recommend NACA because even now they have changed it. Yesterday evening, as I listened to a member of the NACA board,
he said that
he mentioned that it has been corrected. As he speaks to us now, if you go on the portal where the lapse was found, it has been corrected. But he will personally call on NACA that they should go and revise the whole curriculum so that maybe if there is a portion where there could be anything found and they have overlooked it, then everything could be corrected because before it goes back to the portal again. But we are pleading with Ghanaians and also pleading with our parents, our children that corrected.
And you feel that if heads don't roll, if punishment is not meted to anyone, Ghanaians and parents will believe that
we will leave that. I don't have the authority
to stopping the wrong.
I don't have the authority and power to say that they should dismiss somebody. The president has that power, and I believe that the Ministry of Education, whose under NACA is, will also take that power to do that.
All right, Ellen. Let me bring in Ellen now. Ellen, your take on this, and we move to the Maslock former CEO.
We were all in this country when the NDC decided to make this whole LGBTQ matter political. So we are going to discuss this in a political sense. I'm not going to discuss it as ordinary Ghanaians. It is a political matter. When you decide to hound the government in power, and I'm calling it hounding, disturbing everybody in this country, led by, when you do things like this, you do not have any excuse to tell us that it was done in 2024. And so, it was done in 2024. So you refused to have an oversight responsibility on something you campaigned on. This should have been the #1 agenda from President Mahama to whoever, that what is in the curriculum, let us look at it. This issue shouldn't come 1 year down the line. And you're giving excuses that it was in 2024, so we should do what? #1, this LGBTQ matter. President Mahama himself confirmed that it never appeared on the table of the president. And as it is with our laws and with our bills, when the parliament is dissolved, that whole matter goes away. And he promised us, in fact, he promised the clergy who had gone to see him, that he was going to make it state-sponsored and it was going to go through. And as he said, it is already in parliament. So as a party and a government that came on the back and on the wings of LGBTQ matter, accusing the previous administration of all manner of unprintable things, you do not have any excuse on this. Now let us go to NACA. When they took over, didn't they get handing over notes?
I believe they did.
So when they took over as a new team, they did not go through what the other people had done. Didn't they know that this thing had appeared in one of the what do we call it, the pamphlets or the books, and it had been discussed? That was what brought about the whole hula baloo.
Yeah.
And that was why the previous administration of NACA could not go ahead. And so they just took over everything like that. They didn't do any research. They didn't go into it. They didn't look at government policy and just decided to print it out. They are telling us that it is teacher's manual. So it is teacher's manual. Teachers are supposed to go and read. And anything that you put online, my dear, it is there for life. It is gone. You might even pull it down. But those who have downloaded it and printed it, how do you get it back? Excuse me. So the administration of NACA, I am solidly behind the minority call for them to be sanctioned. They haven't done well for the government. They have put the government in a very terrible situation, especially when this government campaigned on the back of LGBTQ matters. So I think the president will have to take a look at it again. The whole team must go. You do not come and tell us that it was there in 2024. That is what even
It's even a weak argument.
it is there, so what should we do? It is because it could not be done. That is why you came and you took over, and you should have made sure that it wasn't there. As Honorable Asefua said, the online version is even more terrible. What people do in their bedrooms, my dear, is none of my business. What people decide to do in the privacy of their bedrooms is none of my business. But the day you decide that what you're doing in the privacy of your bedroom, you are bringing it to your gates, it is my business. There's no way that as a Ghanaian, as a mother of 2 boys, I want it to be in any public school document. They were giving boys at birth. They don't need to know about any gender identity. They know their gender right from birth. These are things that we should insist on as Ghanaians, especially when we have certain values.
I think Ghanaians find it worrying because in the West, the agenda is being pushed by primarily the teachers who you take your children to. That's how come gender identity issues are even discussed, that you cannot tell your child that they are a girl or a boy. That they decide that they feel like they're a girl or a boy.
That is there.
Yes.
Here in Ghana, I gave birth to those 2 boys. They are boys. They don't decide what they are. And that is what it is, and that is what it has been, and that is what it should be. Under no circumstance should anything be sneaked in by anybody. As much as I'll be on the government's matter about oversight responsibility, I will still be on the NACA people and their technical people.
Right.
Because I'm sure that some of the technical people have transcended from the previous administration. They are technocrats. And they are there, and they saw it, and they have quietly. So we have to even look at those people. In fact, an investigation has to go on and be sure that they are not being influenced. It should be done. Because I have a very nicky feeling that these people, these LGBTQ, whatever, you know, they are lobbyists. They have ways and they have money. You might be shouting here that you will not agree. They'll go and see the person who is actually doing the printing and the writing, and they'll find a way of putting in it. We have to look at it. This is terrible.
I'm sure.
NACA, I believe the whole board, everybody, bye-bye.
They should go.
You just didn't do your job.
I remember there was the comprehensive sexuality education that also came up, and that one also had the brouhaha, honorable from then.
In fact, it's an embarrassment.
The CSE.
In fact, the NACA people did not do well at all. For even, is it the president or the minister saying that they should look at it again? I don't even see why he shouldn't even give them that opportunity, because they put the government in a very uncomfortable dust. Because whether we like it or not, my sister sitting here, the LBTG, whatever. You because I'm not
arrange it in any way. It still means the same thing.
Because of the way they hammered on it, they shouldn't have even those for this kind of thing to slip by. Because by all means, the board, your people are in there. Your people are in there. So who was watching the watchman? Who was watching the watchman? They have failed on their part. They have embarrassed the government. Because it is the government that came against this kind of thing. And then for you to do this under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's administration, if I'm His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I'll call
the incarcerated.
Because we are all condemning them.
Yes. I want us to move to the incarcerated former chief's operation. Yes. Okay.
That is it.
We will monitor what happens. Calls for dismissal of, Ted Bail and pending an appeal of his 5 years imprisonment in hard labor. Mr. Axim, together with the former chief executive of Masfak, Sedinam Tamaklo Ationu, were sentenced to a total of 15 years imprisonment in April 2024. They were both found guilty on 78 counts of causing financial loss to the state, stealing, conspiracy to steal, money laundering, improper payment of public funds causing loss to public property, and contravention of the public procurement law. They were also fined various penalty points, or in default, serving additional terms. Let's take a listen to what happened in court.
Demonstrated throughout the trial from 2019 to 2024, when judgment was delivered in the case that he was a law-abiding citizen and did not make any attempts to abscond, although he was on bail at the time. They said Mr. Axim is ready to pursue his appeal as a public servant because he is not guilty of the charges he was convicted of. Mr. Obuo claimed that although the Court of Appeal has directed parties to produce records of the trial, the order has not been complied with, making the continued stay of his client in prison a challenge. Prosecutors Hilda Craig and Winifred Sapong were opposed to the application for bail pending appeal. They explained that nothing stopped Mr. Axim and his lawyers from assisting the Registrar of the High Court with compiling the records for transmission to the appellate on time. According to them, Mr. Axim has not demonstrated in any way that he will be available to pursue the appeal. The panel, after listening to the various arguments and taking into consideration priorities, want to be justified with a landed property valued at 1 million, which is to be verified by a land surveyor. Daniel Axim is also to deposit his passport with the registrar of the court and report once every 2 weeks to the revoked. The court also ordered the registrar of the High Court to transmit the records to the registrar of the Court of Appeal within a month from Wednesday, January 14. The offences for which both Daniel Axim and Sedinam Tamaklo Ationu were convicted and sentenced are stealing a total amount of 3,900,000 198,280, whilst at Maslock, and willfully causing a 1,973,780 cedis financial loss to the state. Again, the convicts, according to the facts, while in charge of Maslock, made unauthorized commitments resulting in financial obligations for the government to the tune of 61,735,832 cedis, 50 pesos. The charges against the two also include 22,158,118 cedis, 85 pesos, lost to the public 3,743 cedis, 66 pesos, as well as money laundering of 3,704,380 cedis whilst in charge. Meanwhile, the state has started extradition processes to bring Ms. Ationu, who absconded in the middle of the trial, back to the country to continue her 10-year sentence.
And that was a GBC News report of the proceedings of this matter in court as of now. And yes, I am seeing the letter that the ambassador has written, arrest and detention of Mrs. Sedina Tamaklo Ationu. I can today confirm that Mrs. Sedina Tamaklo Ationu is being detained at the Nevada Southern Detention Center, 2190 East Mesquite Avenue, Parham, Nevada. The information is that she was detained by U.S. Marshals on January 6, 2026, and has since been kept at the detention center. He says that I am reliably informed that acting on extradition requests sent to the U.S. authorities sometime in July 2024, U.S. Marshals arrested Mrs. Tamaklo Ationu and placed her in detention to await her day in court, and is signed by Victor Emmanuel Smith, the ambassador. Hajia.
I think this case was ignited, let me put it that way, when the issue about Ken Ofori-Atta started, and people were calling for fairness on the part of the current government,
Right.
Concerning Sedinam. She was tried and even convicted, but she is in the state cooling, and somebody who was accused but not convicted is being chased wherever he is. I think I have one policy, which is anybody who is found culpable of stealing even a dime of Ghana, the person should be brought to book. Why am I saying this? You see how that there's some kind of embezzlement and so on and so forth. Because I always tout our credentials as people who are very meticulous when it comes to expending.
There are research reports that show that women are less corrupt than
are
men.
less corrupt. And so if we have some few, men can be 1,000 corrupt too. You will never hear people talking about it. But just let one woman, because people trust and have confidence in the leadership of women. So when a woman is found in such a situation, people are like us, our heart bleeds, because we are part of the people who are advocating for more women to be given leadership positions. But I think currently, I think even the last administration, it was a woman who led the Maslock, Ajabiba, and currently it's my own daughter, Abigail, because we are in Wafa together, who is there. It is something that we all of us have to learn lessons from. And then we'll always try to look at the statement brought in front of us. We cross the T's and dot the I's. Make sure, you see...
Are you impressed by both governments' efforts? It says July 2024 they had started pushing it. And now because of Ken Ofori-Atta, this government too...
Yeah, you see, because this government must do that, because else people have started talking about, because as for Ofori-Atta's own is an allegation, he has not had his day in court yet. Even though, for me, whether Ken is here or not here, he can be tried. I think Sedinam's own, they started and she absconded, but they continue the trial. Because if we are delaying and then we are not pursuing this case in court, but always giving updates, I think the updates are enough for the 2025.
Okay.
I'm not sure 2026 Ghanaians will be interested in updates, but they rather want action.
Okay.
Fine, we've been able to extradite Tamakolo, and she's serving her jail term. We'll be able to extradite Ken Furiata. He's having his day in court because until the courts found him guilty, it will be difficult for anybody to say that he has stolen any money. So I think, I believe, even though that the wheel of justice grinds slowly, I think everybody should have the opportunity to have his or her day in court.
All right.
Either you be exonerated or be jailed or something. So I think before I want to say something. You see, we were talking about the economy, how the economy is picking up, but people are not seeing the tangibles. And anytime we're going to discuss the positives, the negatives come. You know, the constitution of this board to advise the president, and then NACAP brought this thing to put in, sand to put in Diagari. People have to be very, very careful with timing. Timing is very, very important.
Okay.
And on that note, let me say a very good morning to Salga South.
Okay,
executive.
Adia, you've taken Enam and Ama's time.
All right, so I would say that there is fairness now, because most Ghanaians were looking forward to hear from the Sedinam's issue. I woke up this down to the letter from the Honorable Ambassador Victor Smith, and I must say he's doing very well where he is. And then I would say that this should be a lesson to all of us, government appointees, CEOs, ministers, whoever, because His Excellency the President of Ghana has already mentioned and putting on records that the first person to come about with any scandal in his government, he is going to crucify the person.
Okay.
So therefore, we should all put our eyes on the ball.
All right.
And do what is needed of us. Accountability
Okay.
to the people is the reason why we were putting in office to work for the people.
Thank you, and Ellen, I'll give you the last word on this.
Well, my whole thing with this whole Sedinam Tamakulu matter and the gentleman, the ones
Axim.
they have been found guilty. A court of competent jurisdiction have sentenced them. So I find it quite strange in that one that somebody who's already serving his sentence and he's appealing. I don't know if it's normal for the person to be granted bail. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So let's. I think we all have to read about it, because I know normally you're still in jail and then you appeal.
Yes.
So why should he be granted bail when it's obvious that he's a flight risk? Now you are taking his passport and all that. I would have to ask more. And then about Madam Sedinam Tamakulu's matters, it is a peer extradition. Means she has to come back home.
Yes.
But I don't believe His Excellency John Mahama
would let her come home.
No, she'll come.
Okay.
But you pardon her. Because he's done that before in his term, first term. When some people went to insult the former Chief Justice, that the Muntie 3 people, didn't he pardon them? So what is the guarantee that even the woman comes, you will not pardon her?
Shouldn't we wait and see?
It is his party
when
member.
She comes.
Already the Attorney General is filing nolle prosequi for all his party members. So for me, I don't see the essence in this one. It's just noise making.
Thank you so much, ladies, for doing this. Always on Fridays, we have the ladies have their expert analysis of the big issues that shape our national discussions and developments. Ellen Amadeko is special aide to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and Haji Hamdatu Ibrahim is former chairperson CPP. Gifty Enam Bedevi is member national communications team for the NDC. Do have a lovely weekend. I am out at Decider Saturday. There's lots more coming up on marriage. Do you have to have money? Is your bank account supposed to be full before you get married? And then the water crisis in Nungwa. Stay with us.